All parties in the matter of Ross versus Fullerton. Step forward.
21-year-old Moira Ross is suing her ex-boyfriend, 22-year-old Duncan Fullerton, for rent and utilities and a loan.
Miss Ross, the defendant is your ex-boyfriend.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you claim he owes you some money.
A little bit.
You and the defendant lived together for a little bit because you got evicted from your apartment?
Yes, Your Honor.
In what month?
I want to say January, very early January.
Of this year?
Yes.
And why were you evicted? For non-payment of rent?
No.
Why?
My roommate left some non-legal property on my patio, and the tenants actually informed me they were coming to show the other room that was empty at the time, so I said, no problem, you know, feel free to go into there, and it was on the patio. He just left it out in plain sight, so I got a 24-hour notice.
And is that when you moved in with Miss Ross?
I want to say it was a couple days after that, yes.
How long had you been dating?
We never actually were dating.
Well,
It never became a relationship. It was never defined as a relationship.
It wasn't?
Mm-mm.
Oh, that's interesting. How much were you paying in rent in the other place?
$450.
How long did you live at Miss Ross's place?
I want to say total what I slept there was 14 days.
From when to when?
So that would probably be January 12th about, and I moved out by February, mid-February, probably the 15th.
Okay, so you were there in January?
Yes.
And you were there part of February?
Very early February, yes.
And you were paying $450 a month rent in your old place?
Yes, ma'am.
And you were not in a relationship, according to you, with her?
No, Your Honor.
Then you should have to pay her rent.
Yeah, if I
Yeah,
actually
just a
lived there.
second. You just told me that you lived there from January the 12th until February the 15th. That's a month.
I wasn't a resident. I wasn't on the lease.
I don't care whether you were a resident or on the lease. Listen to me. If you were in a relationship and you moved in with your girlfriend for a month, I would say, listen, I don't deal with that. But you're the one who said to me we weren't in a relationship.
That's different.
Well, if you weren't in a relationship and you had been paying $450 a month rent, and the story that you just gave me is that your roommate left drug paraphernalia out and you got evicted, well, then you didn't pay anybody rent. Why should she pay your rent?
I didn't say she should pay my rent.
What?
I never said she should pay my rent.
Well, but you didn't pay rent when you were there.
I shouldn't have to pay rent for 14 days of someone helping me out and them taking advantage of me.
What's next?
What's next is that he stayed there. I asked him if he wanted to contribute to rent because for the first week or so, I said, you can stay here, but you've got to pay rent.
That's not true, Your Honor.
Time.
I don't want to hear you interrupt her again. Do you understand? Try
Yes,
to
Your Honor.
control yourself.
So I have it here where he said that he would pay rent.
How much is your rent?
It was $850 and $280 would have been his third. The bottom texts are there. I asked him how much he wanted to pay in rent.
Shh. $280.
Yes.
That's what you said.
That's what I said, yes.
Yes, $280. Okay, very good. What else, Miss Ross, in
He
this
owes me
non-relationship?
he'd pawned his phone and I paid for the payment in order to get that back to him, which was $100.
Why?
Because I paid her cat's vet bill.
Cost what?
I paid her cat's vet bill and she felt bad and was doing me a favor.
Shh. Okay, tell me what she felt. Did he pay a vet bill for your cat?
Yes.
Great. He owes you $280 for rent. That's what he agreed to. Judge for the plaintiff. We're done. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Parties are excused. You may step out.